You know, AI isn't like the solution to everything, right? In fact, your brain is way more powerful than AI. The most advanced system in this known universe is literally your brain. AI is not even equivalent to 1 second of normal brain activity. That's right, the most powerful computer in the world is not equivalent to 1 second of normal brain activity. God has already provided us and gave us everything we need to solve all of our problems, to build the life of our dreams, and to naturally master our own tools to learn and grow in any way that we want. So why listen to a random guy like me? Well, my name's Trey Colley, and I've started over 4 companies to over 7 figures. I even documented building one from 0 to a million on my other channel, Trey Colley. You can feel free to check that out. I'll link that at the end of the video. And also, I've dedicated the last few years of my life to helping millions of people live the life of their dreams. I want to help as many people as possible live the life of their dreams. So make sure you remember the name Trey Colley, who is a Dream Life mentor, coach, and best-selling author. Now let's get into it. So how did I utilize my brain to build the life of my dreams and to generate millions of dollars throughout the last few years? Well, to simply put it, our brain is like a giant antenna, and if we control it in the right way, it will literally build the reality around us by connecting us to similar frequencies. Our beliefs literally control our future. So for instance, if you've ever known a person that always is playing victim and they go out on the weekends, what's probably going to happen? On the following Sunday, they're gonna say, oh my gosh, this guy bumped into me, someone spilt their drink on me, this thing happened. But the person that's always positive and so on, and I'm taking you over here because there's a cicada attacking us. Look at that. What YouTuber can do that? I don't know none. Oh my gosh, there's one over here, back over here. Oh my gosh, I'm being attacked, Chad, I'm being attacked. Stick around because I promise this information is worth it. So anyways, let's talk business. That was funny. There's 2 ways to look at the world. This is a prime example, right? Some could see the cicada making noise and think, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Whereas others laugh it off. It's just a joke. Life goes on. It's not that big of a deal at the end of the day, right? I know the information I'm saying is valuable enough where that little cicada in the background's not going to make that big of a difference. And to give you another example, if you've ever been around someone that's always so positive, whatever happens, they always have a positive outlook in life. They're happy and they have a great life and they attract great things and more things to be happy and appreciative about. And when we believe that we are destined to be poor or we can never be rich, of course, we're not going to see the opportunity that was always right in front of us or even look for a chance to make change in our life, to put ourselves in a better direction, to actually live the life of our dreams. Our thoughts literally control our reality. It's proven, right? Again, if we drove down the street and I asked you how many red cars you see, how many would you say? I don't know, Trey, I wasn't paying attention. But if I asked you right before and I said, for every red car you see, I'm going to pay you $100, you'd be like, Trey, I saw 7, I saw 8. Right? This is the reality of life. And if we can manage to control our thoughts, we can utilize this system and this ultra computer that's far advanced than a computer to literally do anything we want. Solve all the problems, answer all the questions, get all the downloads from higher intelligence. Literally, it's all in the grasp of our hands. For instance, have you ever thought about asking more questions? One of the ways I built all of these successful companies and then I figured out ways to make money is I simply ask questions like if I was asking AI, right? So for instance, I may say, if I made $1 million a month, what habits would I have? Immediately, you're gonna get answers. Your brain's gonna solve the problems. Phrase that, and it could be all aspects. If I have a 6-pack, what do I typically eat? Well, I probably eat healthy foods, right? Anything you want. If I drove a Lamborghini, what would I be like? What would my personality be? Well, I'd be more confident. Well, I'd do this. Well, I'd be like this. And then you just take that identity, you take those answers, you just implement them in your current life. And then once you start being that person, that is the reality you get. You are them. You're learning the same information as them. You're acting as if it's already there. And what does the Bible say? It says, have faith and you can receive anything you desire, and that anything is possible with God, right? And with God on our side and God giving us the tools that we need, being made in His image, we can literally create the reality around us, and we're co-creators. And unfortunately, so many of us are creating the wrong reality, the reality we don't want. And yes, you have to take responsibility for your actions because you are the exact same version of you that you created 5 years ago. Like whatever you did in your past self's actions emotions, thoughts, and so on created your future self. But that's cool news, right? Because now we can create the new us, the new version, the future self. In 5 years, you will ride. The question is, where? Where are you going to ride? Where are you going to steer your ship? Well, it's all about what thoughts you have, what habits, and what impulses you can control. And yes, it does require some self-discipline, because what feels good to you now is your ego. Your ego doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to change. It wants to stick with what's easy. It wants to be it wants the instant gratification, wants the instant high. It doesn't want to wait a little bit for the good things to come, right? Because you have to have faith. You have to have faith in what you currently don't see from physical reality by trusting the vibrational reality, the spiritual realm, the reality that we cannot see quite yet, but is always there. It's just as real as the physical reality, right? But we create it from our thoughts and our inner being and so on. And it naturally is pulled into our life. Again, everything we want is already there. The money is already there. Everything is already there. We just have to set up the receiving channels for it to happen. Now it comes down to frequency and providing value to society when we're in reference to money, because money is just an exchange of value. It's just a frequency in the energetic field. So yes, you can have anything you want. You just have to decide, and you got to get a hold of your thoughts. When you have those impulses that are saying, oh, I want to snooze my alarm, make better decisions. Make decisions that align with the reality that you're creating. You can't expect things to change in your life if you're not willing to change things in your life, right? It's not that complicated of a formula. And guess what? When you start to make better and better decisions, it will get easier and easier and easier. And not only that, but you'll start to fall in love and realize that you feel better when you make better decisions. Because when you eat the ice cream, you don't feel that good afterwards. But while you're eating the vegetables, it doesn't feel that great during it, but afterwards you feel a lot better. And then you go out and conquer the world, because guess what? Everything is energy. And if you don't feel good, you're not going to act upon your intuition. You're not going to have faith and so on. It's all connected. Everything is interconnected. Everything in your life is interconnected. When you don't brush your teeth in the morning, when you don't make your bed, yes, it's going to affect your business. Yes, it's going to affect your income. It's going to affect everything else in your entire life, because everything is a vibration. Everything is how you feel at the end of the day. And you don't attract what you want into your life. You attract what you are. So become a different person, get a control of your thoughts, and you can have anything you want. Just identify, leverage your brain, ask yourself more questions, because I promise you'll get more answers, and then act upon it and stay disciplined enough to literally rewire your brain and rewire the reality you want. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit a like on this video, because I am your new Dream Life mentor, and I will show you the ways to create the reality around you, even with cicadas being in the background of the video. But let's go, guys. Remember, I'm rooting for you.